as we evolved in integrated, it was a cost reimbursement model that was developed. And so in the late 90s, skilled nursing facilities went to what was going to go to a prospective reimbursement model. And so everything that we acquired, we could easily make money because everything was cost plus. Well, in 96 through 90 to 99, we were going to have to go to a prospective payment where we would take the first year 25% of the national average and 75% of your individual rate, and over the 4 years get down to a new prospective rate. And that was dramatic for integrated, and they struggled financially to do that because they had built this cost-driven model of resources. And by that I mean they own the pharmacy company, they own the rehab company, they owned all these resources that charged a lot of money to the skilled nursing facility because you got paid costs. It didn't matter what the cost was. So that model changed, that you had to be leaner, meaner, and more efficient. So in 99 they restructured, and I was part of that restructuring, and decided to move on. So what I learned though was I knew how to be a leaner, meaner quality provider. And so I left integrated in 99 and started Nexian Health, which is the company that I founded and still the CEO of. Was that I think I had a vision of, very simply, that I could be a fabulous quality provider and be yet financially viable. And that our company today is driven by quality. We're a healthcare company, and providing healthcare is our business. And so we need to do that exceptionally well. And we've done that very well over the 16-year history of Nexian. Won all Cords awards, and I can talk about that in a few minutes. So the vision was, let's take our quality model and how do we make it leaner and more efficient financially to be successful? And so I was able to convince a couple of investors called the Litchfield Groups out of Litchfield, Connecticut, who were owners of 45 nursing homes that I operated for Integrated. And I had a relationship with them, and went to them and said that I think Integrated is not going to be around, has got some of their own financial problems. I could be a nice fallback position for you. So they were able to come to a relationship where they invested $2 million for ownership in Nexian. And over the 2000 to 2002, we began to slowly and surely try to acquire assets. And so our first assets were in Illinois. We got some management agreements, and we bought a building out of bankruptcy in Rockford, Illinois. I paid $350,000 in bankruptcy, operated it for 3 years, sold it for $350,000, never made a dime. But what it gave me was the ability to say to the real estate investment trust, to investment bankers, that I was an owner-operator. Because they would come to me and say, Fran, well, you got money now, but you don't operate anything. Well, I had money, and now I operated something. And so I was ultimately able to get a real estate investment trust, Nationwide Health Properties, to give me the opportunity to pick up in 2001, 21 properties in Texas that they were basically taking back because they were all in bankruptcy with 3 public companies. And so that was really like Nexian all of a sudden went from being 1 building, 2 buildings to being 22 buildings back in 2002. And so we're on the map. We took those assets, we still run some of those assets, and basically put in our quality model, simple approach to delivering quality care, and yet be financially focused. And what we've discovered, and what we consistently believe today, is we have to mentor our administrators. They may be social workers, nurses, whatever. They come from a good social, clinical background, but they don't have the financial understanding of how to run a business. And as I say to them sometimes, I'm giving you the keys to a $4 to $5 to $10 million business, and I want you to run it. So we put up an infrastructure that is not micromanaging, but what I'll call mentoring managing, where we mentor them, develop them, pay attention to their skill set, enhance their skill set, make sure that we adhere to the quality side of the business, because if you don't have quality, you can't be financially successful. And so that was our approach, is how we got Nexian off the ground. Our investors ultimately stepped up for another $1 million round, and with an option to again own additional 10% of the company. And they stayed with Nexian to 2006, when we worked a transaction with them to take them out of our company, and they sold their assets to a public real estate investment trust, and I got the shares back from the company. So it's worked out to be a good investment, good financial resources, committed in quality, And we are successful with those assets out of the box.